Okay, so tell us what we see here.
What you see here is my father. He would have been in his, he'd been in his 70s there, a fine-looking man, but he must have been a very strong man to have survived 3 bullets, and the one that he had till he died was too near his heart. They couldn't, at that time, they couldn't operate. It was too near his heart.
And this shows where he was standing when he got shot?
Yeah, that's where the spot he was thinking. And this is where he went over, see it?
Yeah.
It was, pulled himself over there, and then there was a drop.
Okay.
And a stream there. And then he crawled and he went up here to the...
And you know the other 2 men that got shot with him?
Yes.
What happened to them?
Well, Mikey McGrath, was, the pitch below was named after him, the GA thing. They gave him an awful, because Daddy was gone. They discovered Daddy's body was gone. And they belted him with the butts of the guns. Okay. He got an awful thing, and he said he heard him dragging they dragged him and put him up into the lorry, but he was hoping that he was dead at that stage.
Okay. And this shows the map of what the actual plan was.
The plan was, the original, it was a great idea. There was a few of the IRA down at the bank on Strand Road, and that would have been behind the barracks. And then there was a few of them on the Queen Street side, facing it, so that they both opened fire at about 9:30 in the evening. And the idea was for them to signal Waterford for the lorries for help. So that worked fine, and out came 4 lorry loads of soldiers, of British soldiers, and it was brilliant. Everything was going fine, and someone just got nervous, and before they got fully into it, 1 shot was fired. And of course, the surprise was gone. Yeah. The element of surprise was gone.
So the 4 lorries were supposed to be down here?
They were to come down here, and they would have been cut here. The barricade was there, you see it?
Yeah.
The barricade was there, and also there's a whole row of soldiers up there, up on the glen. So they had it well. So
the IRA had people here on the tracks and up here by the shrine.
And by the shrine. They had 2 lots there. 1 lot there, 1 lot there. And they had some
on the main road.
On the main road as well.
And the back road.
And the back road.
And the idea was get them all down here in the valley.
Get them all in trap.
Yeah.
It's set into a trap, and once they got under the metal bridge, you remember the metal bridge. Mm-hmm. Once they got under the bridge, they were caught. Because I've seen a photograph, it's in Andy Taylor's book, I have it on my camera there, of the barricade the next morning. It was barbed wire and timber and everything. They'd never have got through it.
Okay.
So that unfortunately was, but the British admitted that it was a brilliant plan.
In theory.
Had it in theory. If some poor devil didn't get nervous, but sure, these things happen.
Well, thanks a million for that.
Not at all.
And what we'll do is we might get a few shots of some. John, tell us a little bit about this.
No, all I can tell you is that it was fully tacked. The whole thing was touched then at that stage, and it was done by Hugh O'Neill.
And tell us about this one here then.
That was when it was topped. Some years later.
And that's yourself?
That's myself. That's Maritz, the Dublins used to call me Ritz. I used to dry their clothes for them out in the shed. They used to be drowned, God help them.
And how did they get the name the Ritz?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. I thought you knew that.
Go on, tell us.
Yeah. The story of the Ritz is the man Reynolds owned it at the time. And he had so many writs against from the court that he was pinning them up on the wall and up on the ceiling. And that's how it got the name of the Ritz. Did you not hear that?
I heard it, but I wanted you to say it on
Oh, yes, it's true. Now, also, this is the third cottage.
Why did he have so many writs against him? Why did he have so many writs against him?
Oh, obviously, he wasn't paying his bills. So the court was... there were 3 cottages, right? This was the third one. That was the second, and the one we came in. That was the first, second, third. And this was where there used to be a lot of drownings years ago. And this was the nearest where the coroner had come to do the inquest, was used in this room here.
So they actually used to do a legal...
Oh, yeah, well, we're going back now, in the olden days when bodies used to be washed in maybe or something like that. And they'd have the inquest here. I think it had to be the nearest pub to the
water.
To the water, where it...
And speaking of which then, did you get a lot of fishing people coming up here?
Yeah, you would in summertime, yeah. Okay. Not as much now as we used to. Okay. They had some fishy stories though. One fellow used to tell a story. Oh, he was gifted at telling. But one story he used to tell was, and you'd believe him. And he said he was pulling the lobster pots, and Jesus, didn't my glasses fall off and I lost them. And the following 2 days, he said, I was pulling up the pots, he said, and I pulled up the pot, and he said, there was 2 lobsters in, and what was he wearing? My glasses. He swore that the lobster had the glass.
Let's go.